Greetings and salutations, it's me, James, and we're back with the last video in the series on the perimeters pattern. This one is the TopN pattern. What do I mean by that? I'm going to show you directly a practical use case for this. You have cells in your organization, you got cells per category. You want to see all your cells you want to see all your cells, but you also want to see your top 1 cells. You want to see your top 5 cells. You want to see your top 10 cells, your top 20 and top 50 cells. Strangely enough, this is not easy to implement in Power BI. It's not just drag and drop. It's actually, you need to get involved with some DAX. So now we're going to head on over and show you how to implement this pattern. Let's do it. First things first, we need to go to our model view, and we're basically going to say create a new table. We're going to create our perimeter table. Remember, in every single video in this series, we started off by creating a perimeter table. So let's call this table the TopN filter table. What we're going to stick in there is we're going to simply stick in the values for our TopN. We want 0, 1, 5, 10, 20, and 50. Let's see what that looks like. We have a list. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Wonderful. But it's not good enough. I want to add, make it a little bit more intuitive. So let's say selected columns. Yes. But now let's say I want to call this top N, and I want to return the value. Cool. Let's see what it brings back. Wonderful, just a column like that. But that's not only that. I want to do the following. I want to add a second column because I'm going to show you why. So let's say your add columns. Yes. What we're going to do is we're going to add columns to this, and we're going to call that second column, let's call that TopN products. Cool. And we call that if first one top N is equal to 0, then we want to return all. If it's not 0, then we want to return top and a little space, and we want to say and the top N value to close it off. What does it give us? A 2-column perimeter table. It looks like this. Beautiful. That's step 1. Step 2, we now add. I'm just going to keep this table nice and wide. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a little filter, and we're just going to drag in there our TopN products. Excellent. Third step. What we're going to do is we're going to create a new measure, because we want to now, if we click there, I want to see that there. So we need to create the measure that allows us to do that. We say new measure, whoop, new measure. I'm going to quickly paste it here because I already prepared it, and I'm just going to step through it bit by bit. Okay, first of all, we're going to call this top cells. First thing, we declare a variable for TopN values. We use the selected value function here. Basically, if you look at the selected value description, returns a value when there's only one value in a specified column. So basically, if there's only value in the top N, so we select 1, 2, 1, 5, 10, 20. If there's more than one selected, we default to the value of 0. Okay, that's that first one. Second one is where you use the top N DAX formula. Basically, we take the top N number, which we take from the one that we selected, so from that variable, and we apply it on the sales table, the fact table, and we base the top N based on the sales measure that we already have. Okay, cool. And then the third variable is our all sales, which is just basically our total overall sales measure that we're referring to. And now the real magic comes in over here. Okay, we're going to use the keep filters function. So first of all, we basically take calculate, and we say we want to calculate the total sales, but we want to keep the filters that we stipulated in this TopN variable over here. So keep filters, quite a cool little function. Let me just quickly take you through this. with keep filters, you basically control which filter should apply to a calculation. You normally apply it to a calculation. It's kind of like an inner join. It's a special modifier, and you can think of it as an inner join that adds to your initial filter measure. Okay. Yes, so basically you specifically control what filtering to use. And in this case, we're filtering according to the top N products that we've selected. Okay, and then the last little bit over here is we return the result. We say if the top N value is 0, basically everything, then we return all of the cells. If it's not 0, in other words 5, 10, 20, 50, then return top cells, which is leveraging off this keep filters variable over there. And let's quickly bring that into context. I'm going to show you how that works. So we take that now, let's give it, let's make it decimal. It should actually be currency, but let's put a comma in there. That's great. And let's make it 0. Okay, cool. So now what I want to do is I want to drag it. I'm going to take the total reseller sales off. I'm just going to drag top sales in there. Okay, but what we also need to do is we want the columns, if we select 1, 2, so yeah, currently it just shows you whatever you choose. That's what we want to see. We want to see the columns expand as we go along. So what I'm going to do is in here, luckily because of our top N filter table we created, just to remind you what that means, the top N filter table looks like this. Top N products, what we're going to do is I'm going to take the top N products and drag it into the columns over there. Okay, so you can see now it changes the column headers based on what I choose there. Isn't that cool? If I select all, it does that. If I take all the filters off, so it does this. I want to see 1 and 5 and 10. How cool is that? And that's how you apply that. Excellent.